are going to be making a Christmas tree, but a realistic looking Christmas tree. And I hope it's going to be pretty fabulous. Like I said, we're using the triangle board. I'm using this beautiful moss green fabric mesh. Now this design I am going to do today, I've not done before. I don't think anybody else has done it before. I would highly recommend only using fabric mesh, poly burlap, or horizontal wide stripe, okay? I would not try this with a normal Deco mesh with metallic in it. It just does not give you the precise curve and tips that we're going to see using the fabric mesh, okay? So you can do this in any color. I'm just picking, I'm going to make kind of a realistic Christmas tree. I got this absolutely stunning 1.5 inch ribbon. It's a burlap, royal burlap with green Christmas trees with hues of the moss green in the tree, and it's got gold glitter on it. It's so pretty. It's got white snowflakes and it's got white snow on the tree branches. We are going to replicate that on our board. So we're going to kind of make the Christmas tree, the board Christmas tree, like the Christmas tree on our ribbons. How cool is that, right? So I am going to be using a little bit later. I tested it out. I have this white Dimensional Effects paintable textured paste. Okay, you can buy this at any of your craft stores or on Amazon. It's a white paste that looks like snow, okay, and it'll dry hard. Now, it does have a little bit of glitter properties in it. However, I wanted more glitter on my tree branches, so I also added just this white glitter. Now, this isn't iridescent glitter, it's just actual white glitter. You can use, if you're using the paste, you can use the diamond dust as well. Or if you don't have dimensional paint and you don't want to buy a bottle, like I bought this a couple years ago and it's still really, really good. Like I stirred it up, it's still fine. So it does last quite a long time. But if you don't have the textured paste, we're going to do some with Mod Podge as well, okay? And what I'm talking about, I'm going to show you just a couple pieces I've tested out. Okay. Just trying to figure out which one is Mod Podge. I can't even tell. Oh, this one would be Mod Podge. It's still wet. So what I'm doing is we're making these curved petals. Do you see how it's all nice and curved? And where the curve is, I put a little bit of that dimensional snow on it with glitter. Now, we can do that once our tree is completed. So I just wanted to test to see. So these two are done with the dimensional paint. And it's pretty much dry, so that's what it's going to look like when you're done. So it does look like snow. And this actually is, well, it's still a little bit wet, but I put so much Mod Podge on it that it will probably dry white because I put a lot of this white glitter on it. Okay, you can get this white glitter any craft stores, Amazon, wherever they sell glitter. Like I said, this one's an extra fine glitter, and it's called Crystal. So it's just white. So you pretty much just get the shimmer. Okay, so I'm going to show you. First, we're going to go through how I loaded the board. Okay, then we'll go through how to make the petal. Hello, hello, all my friends. And then we will put it all together. Okay, I have some greeneries that I'm going to incorporate into my bow with this gorgeous ribbon. So we'll put a little bit of the snow greenery in our bow to make that bow topper beautiful. And I also have one piece. Now you can use burlap or whatever. I have one piece of brown. I cut this piece of brown at 12 inches. It is just a brown fabric mesh. Okay, you can pretty much use any brown, beige, because we're gonna make a trunk for the tree. Okay, yeah, I think it's going to be beautiful. Like I said, I've not done it before. Nobody's done it before. So it is original, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so here is our Unique in the Creek triangle board. We got rows 1 to 12, and the numbers are right on our board, okay? Now, what the nice thing about using the Unique in the Creek boards, you can write your patterns right on the board. So I use a Sharpie marker. I'm using red so you guys can see it better. Because once this is covered up, nobody's going to see your pattern unless they take your wreath apart. So this is more for your own information, the pattern. So we are going to be using all of row 12. Okay, so you're going to preload your zip tie open on all the holes on row 12. So there is 9 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 rows on row 12, okay? Row 11, we're only putting zip ties on the 2 outside holes. So one over here and one over here. The rest of row 11, we're not going to be putting anything, okay? And then we got row 10. We're using all of row 10. Row 9, only the outside 2 holes. Row 8, all of them. Row 7, the 2 outside. Row 6, all of them. 5, 2 outside. 4, all of them. 3, the 2 outside. And row 2, you got the outside, and the center. So we're using a shared hole here. Okay, so in total, I'm going to be using 20 petals that are going to be curved. Let me flip this upside down. Curved to the right, so you can see the curve in this. See how it's really curved? Hopefully you can see that. Alrighty. So those are curving to the right. So this is a different petal than we did the other time. I did the Buddy the Elf tree. And then we're going to do 20 of them curved to the left. So you could probably see how that curve is going up, and this curve's going up. This one's going to the left, this one's going to the right. It's going to look like a Christmas tree, and you're going to be able to see that snow on the edge of the branches. All right, so 20 right, 20 left, and just 5 straight. So 5 straight are just up the middle. So we only need like 1 on each row for 5 straight of them. Okay, now, how do you make the petal? This is called the starfish petal. I have done quite a few tutorials using the starfish petal. Mostly I've used the starfish petal on like nautical wreaths because, you know, when you fold it, it does look like the outer part of a starfish, like the curve of it. When I was thinking of what petal can I use that will actually give that definite curve to the tip of it, that's what I came up with, and it works splendidly. However, it does not work very well with normal Deco mesh. So fabric mesh, poly burlap, and you can use horizontal wide stripe. It may give you a little run for your money, but it can be done, okay? So let's go through the petal. All right. So I am using some glue with this petal, and I want to make sure the center or the tip here is glued and stays that way to keep that curve. Now I thought, oh God, it's going to take me forever to glue all these. It absolutely did not. Maybe 5 minutes to glue them all. And I'll show you exactly how I did it. Okay. Now this mesh is 10.5 inches wide. And normally we say, oh, you have to cut your mesh, you know, in a perfect square. You do not, for this one, you do not have to have a perfect square. So even though it's 10.5 inches, cut it at 10. You will get more petals out of your mesh than the 10.5. So you literally can do this whole tree with one roll of mesh if you don't do these extra outside ones on these rows that we're not going to be putting any in the center. So my basic intent for this is to make sure that there's lots of, you know, curved petals going on the outside of the tree. That is why I'm using outside, the outside holes on the empty rows. Okay, does that make sense? If you only have one roll of mesh, if you don't do these extras, it will only take one roll of mesh to do it at 10 inches. And that's a 10-yard roll of mesh. Okay, so let's get started. This is cut 10 by 10.5. I did not wood burn it. I did not heat seal it. I didn't do anything. I just cut it with my rotary cutter. All right. You're not going to see any frays or any edges. So this is perfect for those who hate wood burning like me. So we're going to turn it into a diamond shape like we always do. Now this is important, kinda, more so to get you in the habit of making your petals with the top left, bottom right seam. Okay, because most flowers always start out with our factory edges at the top left, bottom right. Okay, so that's how we're going to start it. The whole thing is going to be done the same way. There's only one difference that we're going to do that makes the petal either flip to the left or flip to the right. Okay, so we're going to take the top, bring it right down to the bottom corner, and flatten it out. Now, because we don't have a perfect square, it's okay. You can see that my edges are not lining up, but that's okay because we are going to be doing folds in this, and you will not see that it's not a perfect square. Okay, so what I like to do is once I have my mesh in this triangle formation, bring it down a little bit more. Okay, I kind of stretch the middle, and it stretches nicely. I just use my left hand. It stretches nicely, especially with fabric mesh. Okay, we are going to take this top edge, bring it right to the center, and that's why I stretch kind of in the center. It kind of gives you a little bit of a line imprint of the center, because we're going to take this edge and bring it literally straight down the center. So your middle should be going right through the point at the bottom. Okay, there we go. You see how it's going right straight down? And then you're going to take your left piece, you're going to bring it right over. So we're going to focus at the tip here. I want my mesh to be, when I fold it over, right up against the center edge here, right up against it as I fold it over. And it's going to go past, we're going past the edge here, okay? So it kind of looks like that, like almost like a Star Trek thing. And now what we're going to do, this is the part where it will give you your curve, all right? you're going to take this edge that you went over, you're going to fold it back on itself straight down the middle. So this edge, we're going to fold it back, okay, just like that. And this edge is going right down the middle. See how it's curving upwards? That curve? That's that folding it back on itself is making that curve, okay? And then we're going to just pinch it in the middle. Now I'm going to put a rubber band around it. It's just a lot easier. Okay, look at that curve. So it is actually curving to the right. So for right side, you're going to form your petal like we normally do, okay? Now, this is where the glue kind of comes in. Now, I did all my petals, okay? I folded them all upstairs, and then I came downstairs and glued them. Like I said, I thought it was going to take a while. It absolutely did not. Gluing, what I mean is, because I want my petals to be like nice and precise and crisp. So I'm going to put a little tinge of glue. So where it's folding over here, you're not going to put glue right at the end. If you put glue right at the end, you're going to be able to see that glue. So don't do that. We're just going to go down about 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 inch from the tip of that. I'm just going to put a little dab of glue just like that. Fold it back. And I'm just going to clip it until that glue dries. Now, I did not put the clip right over top of where I glued it because your clip will end up getting glued. You can just put it on the top and bottom, top or bottom of the glue dot that you just did. And then we have that perfect, beautiful petal curve, okay? These are used a lot in the dragon wreaths as well. So if you want your dragon petal, like when you use this one for the outside, doing that little dab of glue will really give you that crisp, precise curve, okay? So I just use to do my gluing, I just use a piece of wax paper. And then you need 20 of those ones. So 20 going to the right. And now we'll do the left. So again, 10 by 10.5, turn it into a diamond, bring the top corner to the bottom corner. Now, when we did the petal going to the right, we used our right side and brought it down the center first. This time to go to the left, you're going to use your left hand. So we're going to spread it out so we can see that center line. Now I'm right-handed, so I kind of struggled with doing the left side, but after you do a few, you get used to it. So we're going to bring that left side over straight down the center, just like we did the right side. And then we're going to bring this right over so that when you bring it over, this is hitting this center line. So you bring it right over. Okay, now we're going to fold it back on itself, going straight down the middle. So take that one, bring it back so the seam is going right down the middle. And then we're going to pinch, and I pinched pretty much just below where it's kind of rounding right here. Just pinch right there. And look at that. Now, you can see probably the reason why I glue. If you put a little bit of glue, your petals will lay flatter at the edge instead of having this poofiness. And it stays a lot more crisp. So I am going to put a little bit of glue on there. So the same way I did the other one, not doing it at the tip, just about 1/2 inch down, just a little dab will do ya. Fold it back, just like that. And we're going to pin it or clip it. And then when you flip it over, we got that curve. Okay, so right and left. Now I have a bucket here of 2 buckets, and I have them placed in my buckets because I'm going to use this side of the petal and not the folded side. Now you could use the folded side. If you use the folded side, they have to be precise to make it like totally uniform throughout the whole wreath. If you use this side without the thing going down the middle, you don't have to be as precise, because all you're going to be wanting to be precise on is this curve here. So we'll use this side so you don't have to see as many mistakes. And then I have them, like I said, separated lefts and rights in my bucket here. We'll do a couple more, and then we'll start putting it in. Oh, this one's really poofy, so I'm going to put another little bit of dot just to glue the whole thing right down. Okay, so we'll do one more left, one more right, and then we'll start building this bad boy. Okay, we'll do the right, top to the bottom, line up the corner at the bottom, flatten it out. Okay, we're doing a right curve, so we're going to use our right hand to bring the edge over to the center. Bring it straight down. There we go. There's 20 left, 20 right, 5 center. Now the center ones are made exactly the same. I just didn't put a huge curve in them. So you don't even have to, like I put a small curve. You won't even be able to tell the difference for the center ones. I'll show you how I made it in a sec. All right, so we got that straight going down the right. We're gonna bring the left right over, going past that edge. And then we're going to fold this back on itself and having this edge going again straight down the middle. Okay, we're going to pinch right below where it's kind of curving right here, like that. I'm going to band it. You can clip it, you can stick it right into the wreath once you know how to make it, however you want. Okay, so there we go. It's curved to the right. Let's do a left, and then we'll do a center. So if you want it to the left, you're going to start with your left hand. That's a good rule of thumb to remember. Yes, this petal is the starfish petal. Now, like I said, normally I use on flowers and nautical wreaths, but it's perfect for this one because of the curve it does. So when you want to do a left side, you're going to bring the left in first. We're going to bring the right over, bring it back so that this edge is going down the center. Okay, and again, you're going to pinch it just below where it's curving right there, just like that. Let's band it. Hello everybody. I'm on YouTube, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on Facebook. Okay, and there we go. Right, left. I'm going to put a little bit of glue. Like I said, you glue them all once you have your petals made. And it really does not take a very long time. You're just literally putting a little dot of glue. And it keeps it a little bit flatter and not poofy like this. So I'm just kind of putting it on the back side of the curve or the piece where we folded back. And there we go. Okay. That is the petal for left and right. The center one, you can make it however you like. You're not even really going to be able to tell, but we'll do the same. Bring it down. You can bring the right in. You can bring the left in. Now for the center one, just bring that left edge and just run it along the edge here, just like that. Pinch it in the center. Oops, sorry. And there we go. So it's the straight one is an actual, it's called a feather petal. I'm all over the web. Yeah, put your left branch in, put your left branch out. Okay, so that's the center one. It's just kind of a feather petal. Again, if you want, we don't want like too poofy. You can put a little bit of glue and I just clip it and we are ready to go. I'll show you how to do the snow on your branches. However, I am going to do the snow. Actually, I'll show you at the end. You'll have to wait to the end of how I'm going to do my branches with the snow. Okay, let's get started. The first thing I'm going to put in is my stump, or whatever it's called, the tree stump. So I'm going to use row 12. Right where the number 12 is, this zip tie is where my trunk for my tree is going to go. I guess I should have showed you first. So I just cut a piece of brown fabric mesh that I had open at 12 inches. Okay, I'm going to take, I have the factory edges on the left and right. I'm going to take and bring in about the halfway mark, bring the bottom into the middle. So we're making a kerfuffle. And then we're going to bring the top down just a little, overlapping that bottom piece that we brought to the middle. Okay. And then I'm going to flip it over my hand. I'm just going to try and line up. I guess I can use the bottom here. We're going to line up the edges, the top edges here, like that. I'm going to pinch it in the middle. I hope that's going to be long enough. I don't know if that's going to be long enough. Let's see. Actually, I might just use the whole thing open like that. Just so it's going to be long enough, because our petals are pretty long. And if I fold it in half, yeah, that's pretty good. So I just pinched it up at the top here. That looks pretty good, and I'm going to zip it in. Woo! That scared the bejesus out of me. I always forget to turn my thing on, and then when I turn the notifications off, then I forget to turn them back on, and then my kids yell at me because I don't answer the phone. All right, that looks like a good bottom. I'm sure there's probably a better way, but just gives you an idea. And I'll just cut a little bit of this bulk off the top. Okay, we do need this zip tie, so I'm going to put another zip tie over top of my, oh, it's a big one, over top of my bottom here. And there we go. We are going to put a piece over top. Okay, so now let's go, this is the right side, so I can see I got 1, 2, 3, 4 on the right on 12, and 1, 2, 3, 4 on the left. So we might as well start with this petal. So on the edge ones, I want the edge ones, we're going to angle them at quite a good angle so that you can see the actual curve. So I'm putting the end of my mesh petal and severely angling it, okay, like that. So all the outer edge petals are going to be angled like that, okay? So we'll do the left side too. Turning it right to the left, just like that. And we want to make sure they're about the same length. So I'm putting the edge of my board on my cutting mat, and this one comes to about almost the 5. Okay, they're both exactly the same length. And then we'll zip it in. So that is the start. And we're going to put all left on these ones and all right on these ones. But you don't have to angle them as much for these straight ones, just the outside ones that we want that Christmas tree look. Yeah, this one, well, this one's the Mod Podge. So if you put enough Mod Podge and sparkles on the tip, you can get that snow effect without using the textured snow. And we're making sure that these ones that we put in are the same length. Don't go by where you elastic banded them, just go by the length of the actual petal, okay? And then I'm going to put a straight one right over top of the bottom here. Just making sure it's the same size, or the same length, sorry. Do that up, and now we're going to start left. Okay, we're done the first row. Might have to make my trunk tree trunk a little longer, but we'll see how it looks at the end. Okay, they're all the same length. Let's cut off the zip tie tails. This is a zip tie gun. You can buy these on Amazon. There is a link to it under Laurie's favorite tools on uniqueandcreek.com. It literally pulls and cuts your zip ties tails at the same time. This is the starfish petal. Okay, I am going to add just a touch of glue onto the board right under the outside petal because I want it to stay kind of flared out like that. And just putting a little dab of glue right on the board underneath the petal or the stem, and have it going out like that. Okay, so the next one, we're just using the 2 outside rows. These are center ones. So again, I'm going in sideways. I want to make sure I get petals that really have that curve for the outside. Like that one. Okay, so again, it's going really skewed to the side. Again, I'm going to just put a dab of glue under there so it stays flared out there. Now we're going to do a right one. Look how nice. Oh, yeah, that's right. Just trying to determine that they're both the same length. They are. That's all we're doing on that row. The nice thing about the boards is you do have a solid working surface, so you can use glue to help keep things exactly where they need to be. Isn't it cool? It really is going to look like a Christmas tree. And these are awesome for like retirement homes or any place where there's a small space that you can hang up a Christmas tree. Okay, let's continue with this row. I'm just going to keep going straight. So you can see that they layer so you don't see the zip ties. Again, we're just looking at the points to make sure. All right, so that row is done. I have to move these around just to make sure. Some of them are thinner than the others. There we go. All right, the 2 outside ones again. Angle. we will put, like I said, I did put some snow. We'll put some snow on some of these when we're finished. Have a nice day yourself, Eileen. Oh, straight. Isn't that cool? I'll have to go around and fix some of these, but in the most part, it looks very cool. Definitely looks like a Christmas tree. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to go around and I'm probably add a few more here and there. But when you're doing it, see how this one, I don't know if you guys can see, there's a zip tie in every section. So normal holes and shared holes. If you want to do your rows, each row like that, so there's 9, so you'll need, see, I don't really think you need to do every, even the shared holes. You just need to go in and do fillers. Just do fillers where you see spots. And if you see spot, but if you push it down and it fills up that area when you push it down, just hit it with a little bit of glue. Okay? Yeah. So I can lift this, put a dab, put the petal down, and just clip it to the next petal till the glue dries. Okay, So now if you want to add, we are going to put a nice bow topper on the top with this beautiful ribbon. If you want to add snow to your the tips of some of your petals, at the beginning I did show the dimensional paint. You can use Mod Podge, and I'm using some of this white glitter. I just have this, I don't know, popsicle stick type thing. And this one, I'll put some over here. So I'm just going to use some of this dimensional paint. It's very thick. It dries like snow. So I'm just going to kind of put it just where that curve is, where snow would naturally sit on a tree. So just clump it on. It does dry hard. And it's, just remember, it's snow, so it doesn't have to be like perfect. There we go. You can use this. You can use a paintbrush as well to put it on. And then I'm going to put some of that white glitter over it and just let it dry. Okay, so you can go around and do, you know, as many. I wouldn't do every single branch with some snow, but definitely some of the outside ones, kind of like the tree here. They do have a little bit of snow in some of the center ones, so I'll do that here and there, but I'm not going to do every single petal. You also can use Mod Podge for your snow if you want to add snow. Shake your Mod Podge. You're going to get a paintbrush, and you're going to use a good amount of the Mod Podge and just kind of dab it on a good amount, because I kind of want this to dry white, and it will dry white because we are adding this white glitter. All right, so that will dry. That'll dry white as well. So either way, whatever you have, I personally like the dimensional paintable texture paint because it really does look like snow. You can get that big clump on there like snow. You can see this one. This is a Mod Podge one that I did earlier. It's drying, but the white is starting to fade. So it will still be a little bit with a little bit of glitter. But again, if you want that true snow kind of flocked look, the dimensional paste is definitely what you're going to want to use. And like I said, you can buy dimensional paint in the paint section at any of the craft stores or on Amazon. Just call it dimensional craft paint. Or texture paint, sorry. Dimensional texture paint. Okay, and that's how you put your snow on. So I will add more a little bit later. Yes, it's like Snow Tex, absolutely. Now I think Snow Tex already has more glitter in it. So this I probably got from Michael's because it's Deco Art. Deco Art, I believe, is a Michael's brand. Okay, let's make the top of our tree now. You don't have to add snow. It's just a different effect I wanted to show you guys that you could do, in case you didn't think of it. You just clean up here. So we're going to make a bow with this gorgeous ribbon at the top, just this one. And I'm going to incorporate some of these greens that I have that have like some snow in it. I'm going to incorporate that into our bow. Once I get this kind of cleaned up, and then we will put a hanger on our tree and we'll be done. Do you guys like this? It's different, right? Isn't that different? Even the stump or whatever, the tree trunk, that's actually a perfect size. So, like, it's just Deco mesh. Yeah, see, then it stays down and it's covering where there was, I could see a zip tie. Okay, let's make our center now, our bow, I mean. So I am going to cut a couple pieces of this green mesh to put up top to be underneath, to go underneath our bow, just so it kind of lifts the bow up and it doesn't get, you know, the bow doesn't, not that this Christmas tree is wide, it's a very flat Christmas tree, most definitely will fit between two doors. Piece of 10-inch. Okay, zip tie. I'm going to put a piece of the 10-inch. Actually, the first thing I'm going to do before I start using row 1, first thing you want to do is put your hanger in. Okay, so this is row 1. You're going to go down the middle hole, back up with a zip tie, and make a hanger. Okay, so at least you got your hanger on before we stuff that hole. That didn't sound good. God. All right, so there's our hanger. I am going to go right back over those and use those two holes again. We're going to put a piece of mesh right there. So I'm just kind of making a kerfuffle like I made the see, if I do it big like that, you'll see it. I guess it doesn't matter. I'll use 2 pieces. Let's try something. Okay, so I'm going to put one going this way, one going this way, and we'll put the zip tie around. And this will be like a nest for our bow to sit in. You really won't see it. There we go. Okay, I am ready to make my bow. So these are just leftover picks and stuff I've had from previous projects. We can add little pieces into our bow as we're constructing it. You can see most of it's all used, so these are just little extras I had sitting around. Got some berries. Let's try this. It's okay, Catherine, I was teasing you. Okay, so these are one of my favorite picks from Hobby Lobby. I get them every year, right at the beginning of the season, so they don't run out. They're like a eucalypt or a boxwood with snow and glitter in them. I'm going to cut some of these down, and we're going to incorporate in our bow some of this. So don't want to cut them too short, because we want them to come out of the bow somehow. We got some berries. I got some of this greenery, so let's use it up. Just trying to see what pieces are. This down a bit. Cut that's enough for that one. Got a little bit of this. I don't know what it's called. That's more of boxwood as well. Piecing them together so we can use them and get rid of them. This. Okay, just a few pieces. All right, so the first one I'm going to put in is these longer ones. So I'm going to make my tail first. Sorry, I didn't expect this live to take so long, but when I'm coming up with new ideas, you know, it takes some time. Usually I'm sitting here by myself at my craft table forever, like hours and hours coming up with new ideas. Today I decided to do it live and let you guys watch how I come up with some stuff. All right. Ooh, that ribbon's gonna look so nice. So that's about, okay, 14-inch tail. So I like to do my tails first so they come out the bottom. And then I'm going to put this in there. And this in there. Then we're going to start with our bow. So I'm going down with it so the bad side is facing up. I'm going to do 5-inch loops. Ooh, this is nice ribbon. I got this ribbon in all different colors, but I really like this black and white. Oh, hot tub's done. Here he comes. He would live in the hot tub if I let him. 3 on each side so far. Okay, now I'm going to incorporate some more greens. Let's do some of this one with the snow in it. Okay, so one this way, one going this way, one kind of at the top, and we'll continue with our bow. Still with the 5-inch loops. If you don't want to incorporate this way, you can literally just hot glue your pieces in as well of your greenery. Which I'll hot glue as well, but I'm also going to have it zip tied in as well, because I do use zip ties for my bows. Okay, so I did another 3 loops. This I might just glue in. Has anybody seen a bow made like this before? You gotta make sure that if you're incorporating greens right into your bow, make sure your wires, your stems are not too long that it's going to interfere with, you know, the fluffing of your bow. And then I'm going to do these a little bit shorter. So about 4 inches. And I'm going to come around with the center. Make this way and make like a little center knot and come out. So I used, I don't know, half the roll of ribbon. This should be fun. This should be fun. Now I'm using a longer zip tie than I normally do because obviously this is pretty thick. And I'm going to get my pipe cleaner ready to put on the back. And we're going to try and slide this under where I started the tails and come up around the top. Like I said, this is an 8-inch zip tie. It's a little longer. There we go. Okay, got one side. The other side, I'm going to come up through that knot there. Push down. Push that stack down. There we go. Oops, I forgot to. One more time. forgot to get this tail into that zip tie. Probably should have did this first. There we go. Just put it under before I started the bow. There we go. Through the loop. This time making sure that this center tail is in our bow. Now you can use the pipe cleaner and just go a pipe cleaner through it, but it's not going to hold the greens in like the zip tie will. There we go. Watching this release is my feel-good endorphins. Thanks, Joyce. Let's just hope it works. You know, I'm a sucker. I do all these experimental things on live TV. Not too many people would. Okay, I'm going to bring this right to the back, this zip tie. It's still nice and stacked. We're going to push it down though. We're going to smash it like Monk says. Oh, smash it. Get your pipe cleaner. Put it through the back. And now we're going to zip all that wonderful goodness in there. There we go. Look at that. It's all in there. Pull that out a little bit. Pull that not off. Out so you can see it. Add a touch of glue so that doesn't slide off out of the bow. Okay, I'm going to pull these out just a bit so they're a little bit longer. These are the ones with the snow. Just add a dab of glue there. Dab of glue there. Where else do I have? Right here. All right, so all our greens are zip tied in and a little dab of hot glue in there. All right, that's a bow. Hurry. Oh, I forgot to cut my zip tie tail. Cut the zip tie tail off. And we are going to go right over top of that zip tie that is on the board. Down one hole. Now it's going to be tight because we already have 2 zip ties in there. Because we have our hanger. Actually, no, I'm just going to go on the other side of it. So there's, on row 1, there's 2 holes right at the edge that have nothing. Let's go in there. This is quite the tree. Okay, we're going to pull it down. I want to make sure just my mesh is, I don't want it out the top, so we're just going to kind of pull it to the side. Oh, Look at that. Now that is a tree topper. So I'm just kind of mimicking, trying to mimic like a real tree topper bow. Okay, I'm twisting it on the back. Well, you know, you always learn something new when you watch me. Okay, we're going to pull all these loops forward and start opening them. Where'd my glue gun go? You guys are lucky this is a super live. I pulled it off. All right, so I'm going to start from the behind, open up these loops. Move around your greenery. It's pretty with the greens and stuff. Oh, I forgot to put berries in it. I can glue the berries. And give them a good pull, especially if you have good ribbon. This is really, really good ribbon. This is awesome ribbon, my friends. Okay, there's the one side. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, let's do the other side. Again, this one comes off. These are just cheapy branches from dollar store, but they're very pretty. Just might have to glue some of them. Puts a little bit of glue and push them back in. There we go. Woohoo! 11 days off. Good for you. There we go. What a pretty bow, right? It's like a real bow topper. And it helps that this ribbon is absolutely gorgeous. Don't know what I want to do with that ribbon. Okay, how many have done it that way? How stupid. Duh. There you go. So we'll have that one going like that, so you can see the greenery underneath. I do like these. Oh, that's pretty. So I'll glue those right there. We'll dovetail the end of these. And we'll sculpt it maybe, so you could put a dab of glue right there and just have the ribbon like that. Well, this is a good ribbon. Ooh. Good choice on the black and white. Look at that bow. I made that. Let's zoom in. Isn't that pretty? Ooh, where are we? Look how pretty that bow is with the greens in it and everything. Now that's a bow topper. Okay, I'm going to just put a dab of glue right in the center here. And I'm going to put my ribbon tails exactly where I want them. So right there. Right there. So it's kind of looped. Don't know if I like this one or having the greenery at the bottom that you can see better. Not sure. Anyways, I'm going to glue in. I want these. I'm just going to stick them right in. So a little bit of glue. And it's actually getting glued right to the ribbon. And again, these are just little leftover stems, so never throw anything away. All of it is just little leftover pieces from previous projects. There, I'll just roll it in until I decide what I want to do with that piece. Okay, and then the piece de resistance, our little ornaments, our little Rae Dunn ornaments, which are not really Rae Dunn. I guess they would be Rae Dunn inspired, right? Got little hooks. You don't want to use the normal Christmas tree hooks because they'll be too big. These little pack of mini Christmas tree hooks, they're like 75 cents. Buy them if you can get it. Okay, and then we'll go, I still have to put my snow and everything on the pieces I want, but I'm just going to show you. You could just hang it and close and hang them on the end of the tips. You may want to put a little bit of glue around the edge and then pop your lid back on. Easier said than done. And we'll fix that one later. So what do you guys think? A little bit different, isn't it? Different's good. Different gets people's attention. Joy for my friend Dre. Believe. So we got 16 of these that you can put on. And I'm not going to put them all on the live here, but you can see how easy they are to put on. Mary. And that's perfect. This color with our black. Let's see. She jumped. Okay, obviously I don't have all my ornaments on, but what do you guys think? Isn't that gorgeous? I'm going to put some more snow. We have that gorgeous, gorgeous bow topper that we incorporated some greens in. This ribbon is fabulous. Now, if you can't get your greens in like I did, you can just glue pieces like this, kind of lift it and glue it into the ribbon. There we go. And then there's the back, all nice and clean. We're going to cut down our bow pipe cleaner, stick it back down the holes so everything's nice and neat. Yes, you could. I had not a clue what I was doing, Joyce. You just kind of go with the flow. You've seen exactly how I made it. I just kind of layered the greens in there. Nothing fancy. And there we go. That is perfect. I am so glad I brought this black and white ribbon home. I love it with this green mesh. And of course the bow topper. Thank you, everybody. So we have a different looking Christmas tree. We even have a trunk on it. Thanks, everybody. What do you think, TikTok? The whole, none of you watching. Oh, I lost connection, that's why. Anyways, that was a long one, my friends. That was a long one, but you can, I'll edit it so you don't have to sit and watch me fold all these petals and stuff. But that is how I come up with different ideas. Playing. Hold up the ornaments? Sure can. Let me scroll down. It's hard to see them. Can you see them? They are super, super cute. And then if you want to even add any more, I got some black ones. I'm not sure what I was going to do with these ones, but I'm going to keep it simple by only putting these on the Christmas tree. We don't want, you know, to have a ton. We want to keep it kind of simple. And then once you have these on your tree, what you can do is put a dab of glue and hold the ornament. That way they don't jingle all over or fall off your tree. Okay, so once they're all on and you have them placed where you want, put that dab of glue and then just hold it. So it looks like it's still hanging from the tip, but it's not gonna fall off your tree or move it. The mini ornaments are from Hobby Lobby. These 16 ornaments were $3. Best $3. They are in the mini section. Hobby Lobby has a whole section of mini ornaments, and those and garlands and all that stuff. They're the perfect size ornaments for the Unique in the Creek Christmas tree. And there we go. You can hang these on a wall. You can hang it on a door. You can hang them anywhere. Perfect if you can't have a Christmas tree in a small space. You can still have a beautiful Christmas tree on your wall. All right, everybody. So sorry about the length of this bad boy, but I think it was worth it. It turned out, I'm super pleased with how it turned out, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye everybody.